Welcome back to Mass Music Radio. This is another edition of the Artist Spotlight, and today we have a very special guest, the one, the only, Dre Robinson.
Yeah.
Dre, welcome to Mass Music Radio.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Of course, man.
Definitely.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
And we're here today to talk about the Golden in My State EP.
Yes.
6-track EP released earlier this year.
Yeah.
And now, one of the things I really liked about it was the single with the music video. I thought that
Prime
was
Time,
super dope. Yeah.
Prime Time featuring my
Catchy
brother
hook.
Shao.
Mhm.
Yes. That's kind of like, that was the first joint we went with off the EP. We had the EP done for a while. The release was August 1st this year, but prior to that we had Prime Time. We was like, you know what, let's throw a record out there, see if it sticks. And Prime Time was the record we chose just because of the bop that it had to it. Kind of like, you know, I've been doing music for a while, and like from like my era, you know, not to get too deep into that, like that's kind of like the feel, like kind of like a Pusha T feel,
right.
you know, something like that type of hop. We felt like we need to come out with like the essence of what I do. And that record we felt was like ideal to be the first record, and we put it out. It's been out for a few months prior to the release of the EP. We shot the video.
The video was great, by the way. I couldn't find out who the producer was, but I was like, this video's nice.
That's produced by Joe Politics.
Ooh, okay.
That's Polymore Music, Joe Politics.
Shout out to Joe Politics.
Yeah, Joey produced the video. We shot it at a art gallery.
That's funny. I actually wrote down here art gallery because I was looking at this place is
yeah, we
very
shot it at an
interesting.
art gallery. It was really spacious. The paintings, the artwork just kind of complemented the feel that we were going for with the visual of that
most
song.
definitely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Polymore and Joe, how did you guys connect?
Man, Joey's like my older brother. Like, I was prior to this. Now it's been like a series. Like the evolution of Dre Robinson was first in a group, and Joey was kind of like I would say like a road manager, mentor to the label that I was signed with, Lifeline Records, and things kind of didn't pan out with that situation, and Joey hollered at me like, you still want to do this? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do this, but what do I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he kind of like, you know, roll with me, I'm gonna show you what to do. Then that was kind of the birth of Dre Robinson and Polymore Music at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
So they started coming up at the same time.
Yeah,
okay.
once I became Dre Robinson, we also created Polymore Music.
Oh, okay.
They kind of coincide together. You
So
know
it was
what
a
I'm
beautiful
saying?
beginning for
Yes,
both.
it was a beginning for both parties at the same time.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, we've
Another
been
thing I
rocking
noticed
since.
about the EP is you had the same producer throughout the whole EP, right?
Yes, pretty much, except for the last record, She Gon' Ride, that with Cyrus the Shield on the joint. Him and his partner produced that record. Yeah, international show. That's why I put the whole project together with at SOE Studio, SOE Complex, actually out here near Weymouth.
Oh, really?
International show. I've been rocking with Show for a while.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of work, and he's trying to turn me into like a Euro artist or something like that.
Hey, there's good money out there.
Yeah, he's like, we should change your name from Dre Robinson to Andre. I was like,
Andre. Put it like a little apostrophe
that's
over the
actually
E.
how you spell my name.
Really?
Like, that's my real name.
Oh.
Andre with the
So
apostrophe.
he's got the
over
vision.
He has the vision. He's trying to like. He's like, you gotta see what I'm doing here.
No,
Dre."
it's
I'm
true.
Like, I'll think about it, bro.
Well, if you think about it like this, nowadays with streaming, you can see exactly where your audience is. I have a friend, Ocho, who he's pretty popular here. He's from Boston, but his core amount of his listenership is in Germany through Twitch. They have live streaming gamers. One of these guys plays his records, and he has a whole audience in Germany.
It's crazy.
Which is incredible. Now you have all these analytics that show you, like Berlin, there's X amount of people. Munich, so it's like being able to
That's crazy.
plan out tours and stuff. There's a lot of tools at artists' disposal these days. And speaking of that, I wanted to ask you about your experience with the live streaming aspect, because obviously there's coronavirus, the quarantine, it's very difficult to have a proper, traditional album release.
Right, album release, listening party, listening session, however you could, a place where you have all the tastemakers to kind of view your body of work before it kind of hits the public. So with this whole streaming process, this whole COVID, this pandemic, we've been working with Brandon at Show Off Marketing, and me, Brandon, and Joey kind of just been, we've been working together, and Brandon is kind of the brain behind the whole the ideas for the live streaming listenings, the live streaming premieres, and different things like that. So we kind of had to like invent a new way to present what we're doing to the public, because we can't go outside.
Right. You had to improvise.
And you had to improvise. And it's kind of like, I feel like there's not going to be a back to normal. I feel like it's a new normal. And even when people can gather in places like a large group of people, I don't think it's going to be as consistent as people may think it will be. So now when you come up with like live streaming for different things, it's a way. I think it's like a new way. It's like a new normal now. You know
you're
what
at the
I'm
very
saying?
like forefront of it, like just being like this is a significant moment in music industry history, where it's like artists are forced to learn on the fly, just to keep things rolling.
And our listening session for the tastemakers was very successful. Like the amount of people that came, listened, the feedback, then the support from it, it was dope. And I think we were actually the first ones here to do that, and it be successful the way that it was. Like,
Speaking of feedback too, you must have gotten a lot of great, responses from people directly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm getting personal responses. Joey's getting personal responses. Brandon's getting people reaching out with their response. So the feedback is coming, the support and the feedback, like people weren't expecting the body of work that I gave them, because, I've stepped off the scene for a while and then I came back. So it's like, it's kind of skeptical. What is he going to do?
Yeah.
So
this is the first time you came across my radar too, which is cool.
Yeah.
I was doing my research, trying to find out, and I wanted to know, like, what is the reason for jumping back? Like, essentially, why do you do it? What's the end goal?
For coming back to the music?
Yeah.
It's just the love for the music that brought me back. And I feel like there's unfinished business there that we set out. We had a goal that we didn't hit prior to, because of contract issues, label issues. So we didn't get to fulfill the vision that we had. Dre Robinson, Polymore Music, we didn't get to fulfill that vision. So we felt like we had unfinished business. I stepped away, Joey stepped away, real life happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're at a place in life now that we're a little more, I would say, comfortable. I don't like to use that word a lot, but we're a little more comfortable to where we can do this without worrying too much about taking care of everyday life financially, and not and music not be a financial burden as well. And we're not looking at music to pay our bills. So it's like, it's flexible, it's freedom, and I can just create and do what I want without any expectations monetary.
Oh yeah, and I think it translates on the record too. The first record on the tape, I thought it was very genuine and very authentic. Like, I feel like you had some stuff to get off your chest.
That's because Fresh Out of Lines is the first song on the EP, and it's like I just had to do what I usually do, because when people dig back into the history of Dre Robinson, they know me for G-Spin from 94.5 was my A&R when I was signed with Mass Appeal Records. So he used to have me come up to 94.5. DJ Chubby Chub used to have me come up to Hot 97. Clinton Sparks used to have me come up to Hot 97. Every time I go, anywhere I go, it's a bar fest.
Yeah.
So
they want to see.
They want you to go, and it was like, that was like my element. I used to just want to rap. I used to, all day, every day, that was what I did. I just wrote. and then like I eat, sleep, breathe writing.
Yeah.
So when I actually go to these places and they put me and allow me to do what I do,
Mm-hmm.
you see the transformation. Like that's what he really does.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this is where I'm doing a series now, 50 for Friday. Every Friday I do 50 bars on a beat. I just pick a beat and I just go.
How do you pick
for
the beat?
50 bars.
Just whatever you're feeling that day?
Yeah, it's picking the beat is kind of the hardest part of the process for me because it's like so many different beats, and I like to go off of like older classics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This week I'm right into Jay-Z's Million Questions. Dun,
Amelia. Yeah, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
All
So
right.
last week I went off of Lil Wayne, A Milli.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I went off of Drake's back to back before that. So like these are like I'm going off of beats that you really have to rap to, and beats that cats have really rapped to.
Right. Like
You
if
know
you're gonna
what
do
I'm
it, you
saying?
gotta
If you're
come
gonna do
correct.
it, you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So back to fresh out of lines and me having something to say, and that's me also not being on a scene and stepping back and showing you like I didn't come to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't come to play. Y'all might have
50
thought
bars
something
is a
different.
lot. Some artists, they struggle with the 16. It's
Yeah,
it's a struggle
that's
to
what
get that.
And this will be week number 12.
Oh my
50
goodness.
bars every Friday. And this is outside of and this is just like freestyles. Like
Right.
You write 50 bars and they call it a freestyle, but it's, you write it. I don't write on paper. I write everything in my head, but
Oh, wow.
it's still memorized,
Right.
and I lay it down on a Friday. That's outside of me recording my songs and
Right.
people hitting me for features and different things like that. So,
That's got to be great just for like artistic expression,
yes.
because you said you just love it. And another thing I
love
noticed
it.
on the record is like, you can just tell you had so much fun making the music.
Yes. Just being back in that element and putting them, because I was stepping outside the box.
Right.
I was being putting in working with tracks that I didn't usually work with, but it's like it's a challenge and I want to challenge myself and step
Yeah.
outside the box and kind of try to find a medium between what I do and what's going on now and kind of mesh the two together and see
Right.
what happens. And it's like, you cooking and you're like, all right, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
Let me get that seasoning right there. Let me toss that in a pot. Mix that up real quick.
Get the
You know what I'm
Frisco,
saying?
yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of the process when we're recording these records.
And now you're using the 50 for 50 to sort of sharpen your blades to let
50
people
for
know,
Friday
like,
is just sharp.
Yeah.
Just to show you, like, okay, you go, listen, you hear on the EP, you hearing New Designer. Okay, that's cool. That's a party.
Right.
You know,
Something to dance to,
you
yeah.
can vibe, but come Friday,
gonna get this work.
you're going to get this work. You feel me? So that's what's going on.
That's what's up. Now, question: what would you say your favorite record on the EP would be?
Ah, God.
I know it's tough. There's 6 records, so
Yeah. It's kind of a tie between Fresh Out of Lines and She Gon' Ride. But those two, because it's kind of two totally different joints, but it's like I love both of them kind of equally. Everything in between as well but it's just tough to pick. But Fresh Out of Lines, She Gon' Ride, between those two, you know what I'm saying, is what I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with.
And now, when you hop in the studio to record any of these records, you said you write a little bit beforehand, right?
Yeah.
Is there any times where you just feel be like, nah, I just want to freestyle this one?
Well, I'll sit in the studio and let the beat play, and then, like I said, I don't write on paper. I'll be like, boom, 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 boom. But as far as me going in the booth and freestyling to a record, that's kind of not my forte. So I kind of stay in my lane and do what I do.
Right.
But if I hear something in the process of recording, like a line here, a line there, oh, let me switch this and change it to that. Definitely, that's like just kind of adjusting on the spot. Once you get in the booth and you're recording and you hear something that you want to change and
a little
tweak
here,
it,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That absolutely all the time that happens in the studio,
That's fire.
all the time.
Now, you're obviously very well experienced in the music game.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of advice or things that you've learned that you would want to share with, let's say, some up and coming artists?
Just know the business know the music business first and foremost. And we're at a time right now where you don't need a record label. So, because before the trophy was getting a record deal,
Right, getting signed.
Right now, you're kind of your own record label because you have all the tools at your disposal as they do. You know what I'm saying? So know the business and know exactly what you want to do, and just have your game plan and execute your game plan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just be consistent with what you're doing. At the end of the day, and I mean, once you do that and stay true to who you are, I think you'll be fine.
I want to piggyback on that too. Another thing is finding a strong team and people that you trust.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it can be jaded. Because I think in the age of the SoundCloud rapper, you make a song in your basement, and you blow up. Throughout the course of the whole music industry, it's taken an army of people to get a superstar where they want to be.
Yes.
So
your team is extremely important because you have. I've heard it plenty of times. Artists like, I don't have that type of support. And that kind of deters them from
right. They get discouraged.
Their dream, and they get discouraged, and they kind of like walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? So like your team, you have to absolutely build a strong team, and you have to rock with people that actually believe in you and see your vision as well, and want to see you win. So that's very important as well.
Oh yeah, the loyalty has to be there.
Yeah. Facts.
Last question. I like to kind of set things up for another interview. Now, in a year from now, where would you like to be?
Well, a year from now, I would like to be. A year from now, I would like to see my brand, the Polymore brand, just kind of like in a viral space. A year from now, like, because we're building everything ground up. So a year from now, when we come back, say 8,000 followers on IG right now. A year from now, I want to be at least 30 to 50,000, and a few thousand streams a day to 2 days on the streaming platforms. Like, I don't think unrealistically.
Right.
Everything is a growth process, but who knows? It could be bigger than that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But a year from now, I just see what we're doing, the brand being bigger than what it is now, and just consistent growth.
Oh yeah.
A year from now.
The reason I ask is I'm a big believer in speaking things into fruition.
Absolutely.
It's like
me as well.
You always got to just throw it out into the universe.
Throw
sometimes you don't think about it. It's like you have thoughts, but it's like to actually speak on what you want to do, your plans. They'll manifest.
Absolutely. I'm huge on manifestation.
So before we go, how can people find you on socials?
On my social is Dre the God. So it's DRETHE_GOD. And pretty much from my Instagram, that's my Instagram. From there, my fan link will send you to everything that you need, Dre Robinson. And my email's attached, which is www.drerobinson.online. And everything from older music to what's going on now to what's to come, merchandise, like everything is on the website, and people can go there and
is that where they can catch the 50 for 50?
The 50 for Friday is on my Instagram. So 50 for Friday, go to my Instagram, just scroll through, and the 50 for Friday is going to pop up, and we're also posting it on the website as well. So they can catch the 50 for Friday on my IG, my website, and my YouTube page.
It's easy to find.
Yes, easy to find.
You just gotta look. Well, definitely stay tuned and look out for Dre Robinson, Golden in My State. Dre, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.